That's a jam. That's a bop right there. I can get used to that. Keep it going. Keep it going. No, we have to move on. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Hello, everybody. My name is Nat Zagree, and welcome to Farmers Alley Theater's lovely rendition of Broadway battles. You guys, this one's going to be amazing. If you don't know who I am, my name is Nat Zagree. I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan originally, and have grown up knowing the Farmers Alley Theater. I was there when it started. I'll be there when it ends, which will be never, of course, because we love the Farmers Alley Theater. Tonight, we've got an awesome battle for you, starring the three artistic directors of the Farmers Alley Theater, which is why I am here to serve as a guest judge and host for this evening. I'm very, very excited. I love this game. I love these people. Anything I can ever do to be a part of the Farmers Alley Theater, I'm always happy to be on board with it. So let's go ahead and make sure that everybody's on the same page when it comes to the StreamYard, okay? The StreamYard link should be right there in the chat. And then if you go onto the StreamYard link, that's where you can actually comment live with the stream, right? You can go along live with us and answer the questions yourselves, and you can make fun of the contestants. You know, I'll allow it. I won't stop you from doing that. To a certain level, of course. But that's where you're going to want to interact with us. So go ahead to that StreamYard link, and then you can be part of all the fun just as we have it as well. Because this battle is going to be so cool. It combines really two of our favorite mediums of artistic creation, being musical theater and Broadway and film. We're going to be talking about the greatest films turned musicals, musicals turned films, what hasn't been done, what could be done, and so much more. I can't wait to see the imaginative responses that we've had come in from these people. And speaking of which, let's get to know them, shall we? First things first, drum roll, please. Couldn't hire a drummer. Sorry about that, but that's okay. We're going to move on anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. You love him. He makes so much happen for you at the Farmers Alley Theater because he is one of the OGs. I can't think of a better person to start off the Broadway battles than Mr. Adam Weiner. Hello, Adam, Emperor of Broadway / H. Wood Weiner.
I am certainly one of the OGs. Yes, thank you.
No, absolutely. It's so funny because here I am talking about the OGs, like, and when it happened, I literally was like, these are all the people that I look up to making a theater. And then it happened right before our very eyes. So yeah, you're the OG. It's the OG Farmers Alley Theater. You always.
I am so happy to be here. I have like no pressure tonight coming here as a contestant because I feel that's right. You have the hardest job. Because you have three great contestants. We have great questions tonight. And I will start by saying I am the only one that has worked on both coasts of this country in New York and Los Angeles. Don't let that influence you at all. Anyway.
I certainly won't let it influence me, but it is good to know. It really is. You know, that's the kind of bi-coastal creativity we're bringing to fights like this. Our industries have to work together or we will never get anything done. Hashtag combine SAG and equity. All right, moving on. Welcome to all the people in the chat. Thanks so much for saying hello. Hello, Andrea. Moving on, we've got another of the OG Farmers Alley Theater creators. Can you believe it? I can't believe it.
We're all here, man.
Hey, Adam, how about you stick to being a contestant and I'll stick to being the host, all right?
Wow, look at this. I'm speaking, please. Right away.
Reclaiming my time. He's playing mind games, you know, the intros of other contestants.
Got it.
Get in them already. I've battled against this man before. He has a plethora of knowledge when it comes to musical theater. I cannot wait to see what he's coming up with tonight. I know he's got some passionate arguments coming at him. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen him on stage. You've seen him behind the scenes. It's Mr. Jeremy Koch.
Ring the bell, Nat. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding, hey. King of all things theater. Welcome.
I got my boxing robe on. What is that you say? West Side Story. Yes, indeed. It is a West Side Story robe and a West Side Story t-shirt. And hey, Adam, you fake great, but I'm a great fighter. And you're not the only person who's worked on both coasts, Adam. This national tour of West Side Story went coast to coast.
Oh, national tour.
That's right.
That's right. And I'm bringing the power of West Side Story, and I'm bringing the power of my new socks. I'm bringing the power of Bernie Sanders. That's right. I got one sock on.
Of Bernie Sanders. Well, thank you,
Wow.
Jeremy, for bringing the power of Bernie Sanders. If we've learned anything about the power of Bernie Sanders, it's probably that you will come in second tonight. All right, moving on. We've got the third and final contestant coming into the argument of Broadway battles. You know him. You love him. I dare say, if you can believe it, that he is also one of the OG Farmers Alley Theater creators. I can't believe we're so lucky to have a trifecta of these guys here tonight. You may know him as Adam's brother, but I simply know him as the guy who is the brother of Adam. It's Robert Weiner, ladies and gentlemen.
Nat, thank you so much for that respectful and professional intro. Might I just add, you are doing a fantastic job so far.
Thank you so much,
Hello,
Rob.
Connor.
Bring it on, Weiner. I really appreciate that. It's that kind of buttering up to the judge that will very much sway my decisions tonight.
I just want to tell Adam and Jeremy, it has already been brought in, and whether you're a Toro or a Clover or whatever the fake ones they made up for that musical, that's a movie turned musical, I'm going to stick the landing tonight. I'm going to cross the line. I'm going to leave it all on the floor.
I'm glad you feel so passionate about Bring It On, so passionate that you didn't even choose it for one of your answers for these questions. But all that aside, ladies and gentlemen, look at the screen we got here. We've got three titans of the game. Absolute titans of the game. I mean, you can't really get any better than this. The guns are out, only figuratively, and we are so happy for that. Now, before we really get into it, we're going to have to go over the rules and the format here just to make sure everybody's on the same page. I hope that all the people on StreamYard are going to start putting in who they're rooting for, who they think is going to win. You know, cheerleaders do a lot for the people on the screen, and we appreciate your support as you go through it. Okay, rules of Broadway battles. First things first, here's what you need to know that's most important than anything. This is not a trivia show. There is no objective correct answer to these questions. There is only subjectivity, and that is the power of debate, and that is why these three gentlemen are here to bring their opinions to the table, because it will be their arguments that sway the decision of the judge, not the direct content of the answers that they chose. And that's really important for you as well. If you like an answer that you hear, but then one of the arguments sways you over, we want to hear about it in the chat. Bring it on up, and we'll be able to take your opinion into consideration. And hopefully that will be the last Bring It On reference that anybody says tonight. Moving on, as soon as we start the round, everyone's going to have 45 seconds to pitch their answers to me, right? We're going to keep it at a succinct 45 for everyone to get into it. And then from there, we're going to open the floor into a nice and civil group discussion where the contestants will be arguing for their choices and trying to sway the result of the judge, all right? I think that's pretty much all that we're going to need to know, okay? Just the really important thing to us is your involvement. So please, once you hear these questions, let us know what answers you like. Let us know what answer you would have brought into the argument. And maybe that will make the contestants regret every decision that they've ever made. We'll find out. So if we're not, I think it's just time
if Katie and Allie are ready, I'm ready.
If Katie and Allie are ready, we better be ready.
Wait, and there are stakes tonight, right? There are stakes.
There are stakes. There are indeed stakes tonight.
Losers running naked through the Kalamazoo Mall?
That's what we heard.
Yeah.
That's what we heard. But as someone who really cares for Kalamazoo, I'm going to have to make sure that doesn't happen. And instead, I'm going to suggest that maybe, putting them on pressure live on air, perhaps the winner gets to choose a charity of their liking, and the losers have to donate no more, no less than $10 to said charity, right? I think
that's an excellent idea.
I want to do that and forget $10.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I'll donate upwards of, I don't know.
We'll figure it out, but it'll be.
Robbie, go ahead and throw out a number, and then we'll have you say, go ahead.
I could definitely go to 15. Definitely.
15. Let's see. We'll multiply it by the amount of points that you have in the end.
That's good.
By like 20.
10 or the
Right,
least.
10, 12, 15, 20, 22, 20.
We'll figure something out, but that's
We'll figure it
that's a
out.
good
Either
idea.
way.
That's a real good idea.
Either way, charities are going to be helped out tonight, and we're always proud to do that. And maybe one of those charities will be the Farmers Alley Theater itself. That's for the contestants to decide. So, without further ado, you guys, let's jump into it. I'm so excited to hear what you all have to say for question number 1. Ding, 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 ding. All right. So, we have seen in recent years, more so than ever in the history of Broadway, many movies being adapted into musicals. Some that maybe make sense, some that many people would have never thought would have ever happened in a million years, and yet here Tootsie is. Now, we are going to be asking the competitors tonight, what is the best screen-to-stage adaptation that was not a movie musical originally? So to clarify that for everyone, that means you can't use A Wizard of Oz, you can't use A Singin' of the Rain, because of course when those were released theatrically, those were musicals. And then when they were brought into the musical theater live stage, that was just adapted from already existing material. You have to choose a screen-to-stage adaptation that was not a movie musical originally. We are going to start tonight with Mr. Adam Weiner. Adam, you got 45 seconds on the clock.
I'm ready. Let's go. All right. A lot of great choices here for best screen-to-stage adaptation. I think it's even a question we might have had before on Broadway Battles. But I went with, I think, the be-all, end-all in terms of straight adaptations where everything that gets added to this adaptation only improves upon it. And it's already hard a lot to improve upon Mel Brooks as the producers. One of the best comedies of the 60s, if not the last half of the 20th century. This hilarious film starring Zero Mostel and Gene Wilder was transformed into this huge, lavish, big-budget Broadway musical, I think in 1998, I want to say, and just took Broadway by storm with Nathan Lane, Matthew Broderick. Definitely the best screen-to-stage adaptation.
Thank you. I think all arguments should, in fact, end with Matthew Broderick in one way or another. Thank you for that, Adam. All right, we've got Adam with the producers. Next up, we've got Jeremy. Jeremy, 45 seconds on the clock. Time's now.
All right. You may not be familiar, but there was a little black and white movie back in the 60s called Little Shop of Horrors. It was by a director named Roger Corman, and it featured a young Jack Nicholson, and it was turned into a phenomenal musical theater franchise thanks to a rocking score by Menken and Ashman and timely themes like not feeding the greedy urges inside all of us, unlike the producers, which is about greed. This show has been done at countless theaters throughout the world, including Broadway, off-Broadway, regional, college, community theater, and high school theater. If a brave elementary school teacher tried to mount a production, it probably would work there too. It's received countless awards, and the best thing about it is that it improved upon what was kind of just a clunky, campy B movie, and it turned into something, the musical is much, much better.
That's your time. Thank you very much, Jeremy, bringing Little Shop of Horrors to the argument. Third and not least is, of course, Mr. Rob Weiner. Let's hear what you've got, Rob.
My choice is that is near and dear to my heart, and that is the stage adaptation of The Full Monty. Now, I agree with Jeremy that the stage version should elevate the screen version. I believe it did. The screen version was nominated for 4 Oscars. The stage version was nominated for 9 Tonys. It has an iconic creative team. Jack O'Brien, David Yazbek, Jerry Mitchell, Terrence McNally. There's 10 Tony Awards between them. It goes deeper into the character of the movies. One of the greatest closers of all time. You cannot leave the show without a smile somewhere on your body. And just tremendous representation from LGBT to BIPOC representation, plus-size representation. The female characters were more prevalent in the movie version. I know it lost the producers in the year 2001, Adam, fact-checking you already, but awards don't mean everything because I feel the Full Monty has sustained further than the producers as far as its life in regional theaters.
And that's your time. Thank you very much for that, Robbie. All right, we've got 3 great answers, you guys. 3 really great answers on here. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor. Battle it out.
Look, I want to say, look, 3 excellent choices, and both Full Monty, it's hard because Full Monty makes such a departure in terms of the adaptation by taking it from, it's a
Not really.
steel town. into Buffalo.
I think that's a smart decision, don't you?
Yeah, but listen, if we're talking about straight adaptations, right? It's so natural for a show that talks about the best. It's the best source, but Producers is the best source material of the three.
Producers,
you have to admit that, first of all.
No, I don't have to admit that.
Wow.
The theater, it's already baked into there. So you had less. You had from here to here to go for Producers. You had from here to here to go for Little Shop and the Full Monty, in my opinion.
Yeah, but is that the qualifications? Are those
you're talking about it's got to be a straight adaptation? No, there is no qualifications. But
I would say that the problem with converting Mel Brooks movies to the stage is that they're already so brilliant as they are as movies. You can't really improve upon that movie. It's one of the greatest comedies in American film history. So as an adaptation, if you're saying what's the best screen to stage adaptation, it's almost blasphemous to like try to change perfection. And so I cancel out the Producers right there. And then Robbie, I think we got to take off points for the male nudity. I don't know. That's what I say.
Rude. I love Legally Blonde as well.
Why are we taking off points for male nudity?
Yeah. Jeremy, obviously you didn't see the Kalamazoo Civics version then, huh? I
did.
I agree. You talk about Mel Brooks is the producer, the musical, while as a spectacle, and to see all those costumes and to see all those amazing actors, I think it really was at its peak there in 2001. But over the next 20 years, I'm not sure how much. Like, are you going to put on the Producer's CD and listen through?
What's your favorite? Pretty darn well 17 years. You did pretty darn well 17 years after it premiered when we did it at the Little Theater. That's for sure. So you say it doesn't have staying power?
I just don't think that it's as well known and done in regional theaters and across the country because just because it's being done in regional theaters, just because Little Shop of Horrors, there's probably more bad versions of Little Shop of Horrors because it's the most popular show done everywhere. High school and put that aside then. Put that aside. You're telling me to put it aside because no theaters do the Producers? Because it's too hard to do, because that's how damn good it is. You need everybody to be good and funny and triple threats. If something's hard to do, that makes it good.
But it's good too.
I mean, it is good too. But I agree with Jeremy. Already, the adaptation part of it, we're talking about an adaptation. I think that the Full Monty, the changes that they made improved upon it and made it more accessible to New York audiences and American audiences. Because if you watch the British film, you spend the first 30 minutes like, what is he saying? Those accents are so thick. But it's a story that really translates, the underdog story. You've got all these different levels. You've got a song like You Walk With Me, two guys singing to each other. I mean, even 20 years ago, that wasn't done every day. I think it was breaking ground. David Yazbek, who wrote the music, won the Drama Desk for it. It got the Producers swept all the Tonys. I understand that. In 2001, Adam, again, you don't even know your history, but the awards aren't everything. And again, I feel like I will put on the Full Monty CD and even the Little Shop CD before the Producers. And I
will end my comments and I'll let Jeremy speak. But okay, maybe I got the date wrong. I wasn't sure. I do remember seeing it on the Tonys in 2001 or whenever it was. But Producers was one of the shows that helped Broadway and New York come back from 9/11 and to revive the theater industry. So don't discount its importance on Broadway.
I just think you also have to look at the message of the show. And what Little Shop is saying is not to feed that greed. Don't feed that little green monster that's inside you, and think about other people. And it's a commentary on capitalism. And it's something that we all need to look at right now when we look at income inequality. So tying it in to the big picture in the country, Little Shop is the way to go.
Time. All right, I'm going to give you each 20 seconds for a conclusion of why your musical is the best adaptation of the film. 20 seconds for you, Adam. Go.
I just think when you have a great thing on film, it just makes it that much better. And with Mel Brooks caught lightning in a bottle, agree Young Frankenstein is definitely way off a cliff from where Producers is, but caught lightning in a bottle with the Producers, the music, the dance, the cast, it just works. It's one of the best screen to stage adaptations. There might be not another one as good as Producers.
All right. Thank you very much, Adam. All right, Jeremy, 20 seconds. Why is yours the best adaptation of your film?
For me, not only the message I just mentioned, but the music. You've got this rock and doo-wop score. This has the most hits in the show versus the producers or Full Monty? How many people can claim Suddenly Seymour plus the Dentist song and the opening number Skid Row? You've got it all in this show. And Somewhere That's Green sounds just like part of your world. Memorable.
I'm not sure if that is a compliment or an insult, but we're going to go ahead to Rob for his 20 seconds. Rob, why is it the best adaptation of your film?
I mean, again, I think it elevates it to a human and heartfelt level that neither of these shows really fully get to. I also want to mention that the movie version of the musical, The Producers, not great. And I think the best version of Little Shop isn't the stage version, but the 86 Rick Moranis version. So you're not even arguing for that. I think the Full Monty musical version is the greatest, and Let It Go, the final number, is the greatest Let It Go song in musical theater canon.
Well, that is quite the statement, and I might even have to agree with you there, Robbie. It's true. What was that? What was that production at the Civic? When was that, Robbie? That happened.
That was like 2008 or 2000.
That's
2007,
right. Yeah.
Right around when.
That's right. No, you asked if I remembered it. As a 14-year-old going and seeing his childhood mentor in that show, I can never not remember that show. I will remember it till my very dying days. You guys, those were some fantastic arguments for this first question. Thank you so much for all of those. I've got a couple notes here that really were interesting to me. This is what I hope everyone in the chat right now is putting their thoughts about this argument in there. I saw some really great other suggestions. A lot of people were bringing up Kinky Boots. A lot of people were bringing up Billy Elliot. I think those are great choices. I saw a wonderful comment about Legally Blonde, which I think also deserves to be somewhere in this conversation, taking a movie that wouldn't ever really be a musical and really coming up with something fun with it. Really interesting arguments that you guys have here. You know, Rob, when you started, it kind of felt like your argument was based on that you had the farthest to go when it came from movie to stage adaptation, which at first I thought was going to hurt you a little bit, but then it kind of turned into well, actually, that it makes the musical even all the more impressive that the adaptation had to deal with that. And Adam, I was really with you at the very beginning. I think you absolutely nailed it. In fact, I agree with your choice the most. I believe the best musical out of these three is The Producers. That is my opinion as well, and I'm with you on that. Jeremy, I really love your argument too, but I feel like I was hearing from you just kind of like recap things, what songs are in your show, and I didn't hear as much about the adaptation from the movie. Not to mention, Rob got a pretty great dig at both of you, which is that both of your musicals have also had other movies that are debatably more enjoyed and received well than your original films. And it was really at the end when Rob was talking about what it did for its time, and the material that it was putting into the show was actually pretty groundbreaking for the time that it was in. I don't agree that Full Monty is the best musical at all, but based on the argument, I'm giving round one to Robbie.
Wow.
But you could make the argument that the Little Shop is so good that it required a new movie musical to be made from the original movie to stage to the. Okay.
That is true. If only you had made that argument, Jeremy. If only. No, that was really great. I love it all. I could watch, honestly, I'd rather go watch Little Shop of Horrors than all of them. I think Producers is the best, but the argument won me.
But don't watch the movie. The movie is
yeah, the movie. Yeah. If I'm gonna watch Zero and Gene and something, that wouldn't be my first.
Looks a nice round. Nice round, guys. Let's go.
Good round, everyone.
We're warmed up now. Let's go, baby.
And this is just the beginning. Okay, so we've got Robbie has 1 point and 0 on the board. For the rest of the gentlemen, they're going to try and make their way up on the board here. Thank you so much for that. Big shout out to our producer, Hunter, helping us out with the graphics. Thank you so much for everything you're doing, bud. And we're going to move on now to question number 2. Okay. Now, this is kind of fun. We just talked about films that have been made into Broadway musicals that have been received either poorly or well or, happily. All the different adaptations are already written in history. But what we haven't talked about are the films and the people. Oh, sorry, wait, I'm on the wrong question. I got it now. This question is actually more focused on our favorite people, our favorite celebrities, our favorite actors and actresses that we would wish we could see on stage. In recent years, we've been seeing more celebrity A-listers take a shot at a Broadway show and coming over to the Great White Way and settling for about 5% of what their normal paychecks are. It's really fun to see that happen, right? When you've got Jake Gyllenhaal's coming over, But I wanted to ask these competitors, which is the Hollywood film star that hasn't been in a stage musical on Broadway already would you like to see as the next big breakout musical Broadway star? This is really fun. There are so many directions, you guys, just that we could have gone with here. So I'm really excited to hear your arguments about why this should be the next one that we see. We're going to go ahead and start with Jeremy. Jeremy, you've got 45 seconds on the clock. Who is your pick for the next big Broadway star?
I am going with multi-talented actor, singer, rapper, producer Will Smith. Will Smith, from rapping as the Fresh Prince, there's no need to argue, parents just don't understand, which he won a Grammy for, and to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on TV, and then of course all of the movies that he's been in. This guy needs to be in a Broadway musical, and I am going to cast him in a musical version of Men in Black, where he trains the up-and-coming Agent A, played by Janelle Monáe, directed by George C. Wolfe, composed by David Yazbek, booked by Dominique Morisseau. This will surely be an incredible hit. Let me give you a little taste.
And time.
Got my black suit, black shades, and black shoes. Protecting alien forms is what I do. So many villains trying to get power. I just met Agent A, and now I need a cold shower. Okay, that's all right. I had more, but I guess I'll have to stop there.
There will be a time and a place for that, Jeremy. Thank you so much for that. That's a really great choice right off the bat. All right.
There's more.
I believe it. Rob, what is your choice? Who is your choice?
Yeah. I'm still getting over the fact that Will Smith won a Grammy for Parents Just Don't Understand. My choice is something a little similar, a very versatile, multi-talented actor, writer, performance artist, and that is Donald Glover. Now, I first loved Donald Glover doing comedy sketches in shows like Community. Since then, of course, he's had tremendous success with his music videos, with Childish Gambino, with his TV show Atlanta. He was Simba on The Lion King, that abomination. But I really think that he has so much range that he could take on anything. He could be a Bobby in Company if you wanted him for a little dramatic. You could be a Lafayette / Jefferson in Hamilton. I think he would Daveed Diggs owns that, but I think he would wreck that. And he could even do his own original Childish Gambino show. So I think Donald Glover is ready to he's blowing up even now as we speak. And I think Broadway would take him even further.
Thank you for that. We've got Donald Glover, Childish Gambino himself, on the board. All right, Adam, let's hear what you have to say before we let Jeremy rap some more for us.
Oh, boy.
It's hard to follow that poetry, may I say, but I'll try. Folks, Jim Carrey has been around for so many years, it seems, since he burst onto the scene as a stand-up comedian in the 80s and, with In Living Color and Ace Ventura and the television work that he's done of recent years, that Showtime show, and it's Andy Kaufman and all this stuff, but he hasn't been on stage. I think it would be wonderful to see this huge, big Hollywood star who also has a great, subtle, dramatic acting streak in him be on Broadway, whether it's in a big musical like, I don't know, Sweeney Todd. I would love to see Jim Carrey in something like Sweeney Todd, see that dark side, that cable guy side of him re-emerge. And I think he can sing too, based on actually Cable Guy, that movie. And I think you put him with the right Mrs. Lovett or something like that. I think it'd be something that people would really like to see. I think Jim Carrey would be a great addition to the Broadway scene.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Adam. That's a great intro. We're going to open the floor. We've got Will Smith, Donald Glover, and Jim Carrey coming to the Great White Way in an assortment of different musicals. Gentlemen, you have the floor.
Jeremy, continue.
Can't get distracted, though she might be worth it. Right now, I got to focus on saving Earth. It isn't easy, and I would totally quit if I could. But as you can see, I make this look good.
All right.
I'm going to let Jeremy keep going so I can get the point. So wait, Jeremy. And Will Smith's character and Janelle Monáe's character are supposed to be romantic interests? Because I want to say he's got to be like 30 years older than her. What are you doing?
Come on.
Both of your guys are past their prime.
You're crazy. Will Smith is a bona fide movie star. I mean, this guy would bring in.
He's a movie star. He's a movie star. I don't know.
Are you making an argument against yourself right now?
No, I'm saying that he has a presence that does not work for the stage.
Will Smith has a history with music and rap. Jim Carrey is a comedian. He's a goofy comedian at best.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You never saw the Truman Show, and you never saw the Man in the Moon. Never saw any of that stuff. Sorry.
How dare you blacken the name that is Sweeney Todd with Jim Carrey? I will never forgive you for this.
Wow, really?
Let me point you guys here, if I may, in a certain direction. I think we can all agree all three of these people are more than qualified to be performing on Broadway. What is it about their career thus far in film that you think would make them attractive live in the shows that you are choosing?
I think because Jim Carrey has that stand-up comedian, he's used to performing live and working with an audience. He has that energy about him. Yeah, Will Smith, performs and tours around the country to huge stadiums of people, but you get him into that intimate Broadway theater, unless he can pull that rabbit out of a hat like he did with 6 Degrees of Separation all those years ago. I don't know if he's still got it. He's too big. That's why you got to put something like Jim Carrey in a larger than life role like Sweeney Todd. And Donald Glover, I think he's a great actor, but again, I think I want to see him in a one-man show on Broadway rather than put him in something. But
you don't think
the question was who was the musical star? But that's not really a Broadway show. I mean, you put Springsteen on Broadway, he's not a Broadway actor.
But you don't think he could pull off Lafayette and Hamilton? Come on.
Donald Glover?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know. Really? You're doubting
Will Smith just played the genie in Aladdin, the recent remake.
Keep talking, then.
Yep. So he's got the Broadway connection right there. He's got Grammys, bro. Grammys.
I don't know. The fact that you had to create a show for him that of one of his successful roles says, you couldn't really fit him in an actual real show.
The Grammys that he won was in 1988. Will Smith hasn't toured since the millennium, I don't think. And what is Jim Carrey's last good thing that he's done?
Exactly, which is why he needs to take that leap to go to the stage. I mean,
where all diamond film stars go.
Will Smith is too good to be crammed into something like Oklahoma. We're going to write him something new. I wrote a song called Can't Neuralize My Love. Maybe I should try to forget the way I feel. Maybe I should use this neuralizer. But that won't make me forget the things that are in my heart.
You really like Men in Black.
And don't remember that our artistic director is basically slamming the creators of the musical Roger the Hammerstein, because apparently Oklahoma is not good enough for Will Smith.
We just don't need to see another revival, man. I'm trying to create something new. Perhaps my love would totally surprise her. But there's a big scary zombie that wants to pulverize her.
You know what? I don't want to run away with this, but so I'm gonna stop talking for the rest of the round.
You each get 15 seconds to tell me a show that you would of a movie that your choice has been in that you would specifically bring to Broadway. So Jeremy chose Men in Black. Jeremy, 15 seconds to defend Men in Black the musical starring Will Smith.
Men in Black the musical would bring in huge amounts of people. One thing that the theater needs right now is a big resurgence, right? Especially with this whole pandemic. It's going to bring in lovers of Will Smith, lovers of the big blockbuster movie, lovers of George C. Wolfe, Dominic Morrisseau, and Pascal Paul.
Thank you, Jeremy. All right, Rob, 15 seconds. You're putting in what?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't had the kind of film career that these two have had, but if you want to do some sort of Lando Calrissian musical, I know that Grogu would be on board with that. And he's just so versatile. He can bring in all sorts of different crowds.
All right, thank you. And Adam, 15 seconds for Jim Carrey.
If you want to take a producer's perspective, Stephen Gray just commented, Smith and Carrey are for our age demographic and over, then yeah, you should put Jim Carrey, because we and people older than us know who Jim Carrey are, and we're the ones buying the tickets for Broadway. And I think he would definitely do a great job on the stage there.
Time. All right. Oof. Boy, that was tough, you guys. That was tough. That was really something else. There's a lot of creativity brought into that round, which I really appreciate. There are a lot of producerial tactics of thinking, which I appreciate as well. All important things that need to be thought about and considered. I will say, Jeremy, right off the bat, that of all the things Will Smith could potentially do on Broadway, to lead with an original Men in Black musical was shocking, to say the least. I'm not saying it's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it is not what I expected, and I appreciate that a lot. It did get me thinking. Rob,
surprises.
I liked that you were bringing the versatility of Donald Glover. In fact, that there would be multiple roles that he could pull off, especially in shows that are currently still alive and thriving, like Hamilton and Company, of course, getting its big revival. I really appreciated that as well. But Adam, I really liked what you brought to the table of Jim Carrey having a lot of live experience as a stand-up comic, something I was waiting for Robbie to kind of bring up a little bit more. But I appreciated that coming in. I gotta say, you guys, it was a really interesting, like, I want so much to see Jeremy's Men in Black musical with Janelle Monáe. I really do. But when it comes to Will Smith coming to Broadway, I'm not sure if that's the way we're going to get Will Smith to come perform on Broadway, mostly because he barely even wanted to make a Men in Black 3 and couldn't even get him to get in the reboot, which just happened with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, and they couldn't even get Will Smith to be in that movie, which makes me believe that he will do anything to distance himself from Men in Black. So, Jeremy, I love the rap. I would like to hear more. We'll talk after this, but I think that actually worked against you a little bit. I hate to say it, you guys, but it came down to Adam and Robbie for me. And when it came down to it, I got a lot more about Robbie's thoughts of what Donald Glover could do, more than I got from Adam with Jim. And Adam, this is honestly what clinched it for Robbie, is you said, I think he can sing, which when you're bringing a film star over to Broadway to star in Sweeney Todd, I feel like you got to have a little more confidence in your star's vocal abilities, which I did not get from you. And I got that very much from Rob. Controversial or not, I'm giving this question 2 point to Rob, and we got it.
He doesn't sing. I don't know. Have you heard Donald Glover actually sing?
Yes. Have you heard
the
This
line?
Is America and all of his Childish Gambino albums?
No.
He's an awesome singer.
He sang a lot on Community as well. He's a writer. He does it all.
All right. Well, we see where the bread is buttered here.
Well, yes, you're right. Nat's making good decisions for well thought out arguments. Well done.
Yeah, trust me, there's no one who wants to see Jim Carrey on Broadway more than
That was
me.
a good answer.
I would do anything. Like, honestly, make Sonic the Hedgehog a musical and give me Jim Carrey, and I'd still buy a $350 ticket.
Well, Nat, if I'm not mistaken, we have extra questions today. So let's get through some of this quicker so these guys have a chance to catch up and get on the board.
All right, here we go. With that, we're going to go on to question 3. This is a really fun one. This involves the most creativity out of all of them. Short and simple. Which non-musical blockbuster movie hit are you going to turn into the next big Broadway show? We've had things like Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark, and King Kong, the Broadway musical. But which blockbuster film that isn't a musical are you going to turn into the next musical? All right, we're going to go right into it. And we're going to start with Rob, 45 seconds.
Yes, and this is in honor of Andrea Arvanigian, who may still be watching, because last Broadway battle, she wanted to turn the Christmas movie Die Hard into a musical and wanted it to star modern-day Bruce Willis. Well, Andrea, I'm taking that idea just a little further, okay? Die Hard the musical. We have the composing team of David Bryan and Joe Pietro, who did Memphis and Toxic Avenger. We have Andy Carl as John McClane, because we know he can take roles from movies like Rocky and Groundhog Day and make it his own. We have Ewan McGregor as Hans Gruber. We got a special appearance by George Takei as Mr. Takagi, and we're going to beef up the role of Holly Gennaro, give her something more to do than to be just a damsel in distress, and we're going to give her a great number, and we're going to bring in Stephanie J. Block for that. It's going to be directed by the makers of Lights, Motors, Action, the stunt show that used to be at Hollywood Studios. They're used to motion, and you thought the helicopter in Miss Saigon was impressive. Wait till you see this one.
Thank you, Robbie. I can feel your passion from here. It's really, really
That
lovely.
Lights
All right,
Runners
we're gonna
action reference was for you, Nat.
thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Love the pandering. Let's go, Die Hard. I told you to watch, Andrea. Adam, 45 seconds. What is your film?
You want prestige, you want spectacle, we have a great adaptation for you. Apollo 13, the musical, adapted from the 1995 film of the same name, directed by Ron Howard. Folks, this is going to be, imagine the first scene when Neil Armstrong lands on the moon, which is the first scene of the movie, where Jim Lovell, played by Tom Hanks in the movie, played by Neil Patrick Harris in our version, he's as the eagle lands directly over the audience, it comes down and onto the stage, right? And you have this big, huge number by Flaherty and Aarons, opens up the score. Joining on the spacecraft with Neil Patrick Harris in the spacecraft is Norbert Leo Butz as the Kevin Bacon role, and Christian Borle in the Bill Paxton role, with Mandy Patinkin as the Ed Harris role, working the mission control of the ground. It's going to be spectacle. There's zero G, which we'll get into in a little bit in the discussion. It's going to be great.
All right, thank you very much for that, Adam. All right, Jeremy, the floor is yours.
All right,
45
here it
seconds.
is. This is the next big blockbuster hit on Broadway. I am creating and producing the musical version of Toy Story, directed by Julie Taymor, composed by Pasek Paul, starring Christopher Jackson from In the Heights and Hamilton fame as Buzz Lightyear, and my dear, dear personal friend who played Riff on the national tour of West Side Story, Christian Borle, as Woody. Julie Taymor will use her patented theatrical storytelling skills to bring these bright Disney characters to life with 3D holograms, enormous video screens, and of course, actors who are fully committed to telling the story. This will be a treat for the eyes, ears, heart, and soul. There's themes that all audience members, young and old, need to hear. Grappling with fears of growing old, the fears of being undervalued and underappreciated, the joys of imagination and the dangers of a greedy capitalistic society. Pasek and Paul know how to write big songs for big musicals. They wrote The Greatest Showman. So here's an example. Andy is my best friend, and I think he is dandy. His hair is sandy. He loves to eat candy. He's my best friend, Andy.
Aw, thank you very much for that.
And though I might be just a toy, I'm a toy who is friends with an awesome boy. I live in a room.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. That's awesome. That's I love it. I love the song already. It feels really good. All right, floor's open for debate, you guys.
Well, Andrew's already disqualified Jeremy. Andrew's already fact checked.
My head, but yeah, Disney's already done Toy Story the musical for the cruise line, I think. Andrea, fact check me on that. How about these songs for Die Hard the musical? We've got Hans Gruber's big number, Shoot the Glass, turns into a big dance number. We've got Come Out to the Coast, which is John McClane's soliloquy number while he's in the vents. We have Theo's Lament as he's trying to hack away at the code. And then the big 11 o'clock number we're giving to Stephanie J. Block, since she did show up with Get Out and Stay Out 9 to 5. And hers is My Name is Gennaro. And that's going to end the musical right before we get that big, yippee-ki-yay scene.
Who's playing Hans Gruber, Rob?
Who's playing? Well, Ewan McGregor is going to come on stage for this. And we know that
Who's
he's
playing
going to
Hans Gruber?
Yeah, Ewan McGregor.
Oh, then who's playing Bruce Willis?
Andy Carl.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Thank you for that. All right, gentlemen, Adam, Jeremy.
How are you gonna do Nakatomi Tower? How are you gonna have him in the vents? How are you gonna have Hans Gruber fall from the building?
If they can have Javert fall from a bridge, I can get Hans Gruber fall from a building.
Look, Nat asked us in his question. Let me just bring this over here. So I'm talking spectacle meets quality, okay? And I took that as meaning as something, because my first thing, let's do something silly like another Bruce Willis, like Armageddon the musical, and how silly that would be. But I think taking a serious issue, a serious adventure like Apollo 13 and creating it for the stage opens you up for a lot of special things, and also brings that nostalgia factor in for countless theater goers. And I just think I had Stephanie J. Block in my show too, by the way, but
well, you guys both have Christian Borle. So.
I saw on a cruise ship a couple years ago, pre-pandemic or whatever, where they did some number where they were in a space station in zero G, right? They simulated zero G. They had wire work. This wire work was incredible, and they were singing and bouncing off the walls. It was insane, and I was like, because I first thought was like, oh, Apollo 13, the musical, that can't be done. But then I thought about this, and it works. I think you combine that with the dramatic tension that Apollo 13 brings and the spectacle that it makes. Broadway, we have a problem, and that I cannot get tickets to Apollo 13 the musical.
No, the problem is the main characters are confined to an itty bitty living space. Like
but there's so much happening around. There's they're in the capsule, right? Maybe above the stage, but then everything that's happening in Mission Control, and there's everything that's happened with his wife at home, and the news surrounded by that. You have tons of these different avenues to explore.
All right,
I understand what you're saying with.
I'm going to stop you for a second. I'm going to give you each 20 seconds. And in 20 seconds, I would like for each of you to give me a little bit of a taste of one of the songs from your musical.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeremy, you can go first.
I'm ready. I got it all right here. Well, I just want to say, just like she did with Lion King, Julie Taymor will turn this children's story into a phenomenal blockbuster musical. But you're going to hear songs like Andy is My Best Friend. And there's the verse about, like Mr. Potato Head, he's nice, don't you know? But it's a little weird to see an ear where a nose should go. Rex the dinosaur's lots of fun, but a T-Rex can scare you when the day is done. Oh, is that? I got more, man.
Time.
20 seconds goes fast.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. You did spend your first 10 seconds talking about Julie Taymor. I have to tell you that. Robbie, let's hear your snippet, shall we?
First of all, the directors at Lights Motors Action are going to take care of all the pyrotechnic and explosions. But we can have a song like this. My feet are bleeding. I'm running out of luck, yeah. So now I say to you, Hans Gruber, yippee-ki-yay, mother. Uh-oh, we got to keep it clean for the kids here, folks.
Well done. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. That was really great. All right, Adam, give me a little bit of something from Apollo 13.
Oh my God, I don't know. Okay, so the opening number is called "The Eagle Has Landed," right? And everybody's on stage in different groups saying, "I was there when he landed. I was watching on the TV." I don't know. What do you? You didn't ask me to come up with a song.
Adam,
great spectacle of an opening number.
We're gonna go ahead and call it. We're gonna call it there. Y'all.
Ground
really
control to Major Tom.
Really fun, you guys. Great picks. Rob, I really like all the details that you brought to this to this Die Hard adaptation. I firmly believe that you could make it happen with the people that you have attached. I think that's really great. Jeremy, again, these songs are killer, man. They're really fun. But I do have something to address with you in that Toy Story originally had songs, although not a musical, had songs throughout the movie. Not only that were just there, but were in fact Oscar-winning songs with a score by Randy Newman. So I'm curious, where does that fit into your musical adaptation?
Well, you can't really name a movie that doesn't have a soundtrack. I mean, if you want to do a musical adaptation of Forrest Gump, it's got that great soundtrack, right? But it's songs of those time periods. It's not necessarily a musical, right? And so, yes, you've got those songs, but they're interspersed. They're sort of, giving you the atmosphere of the show. I'm going to have Pasek and Paul write actual songs for my show.
Okay. All right. I like it. They're going to have to deal with Randy along the way there to make it happen. I got to be honest, you guys, I was really taken with one of these arguments. It wasn't necessarily the most passionate of the arguments, but it's the one that made the most sense from a very producerial point of view, which I think is an interesting way to go at this one. I'm going to give this point to Adam with Apollo 13. I think Apollo 13 would actually be a pretty cool musical, not to mention he really beat all of you guys with Broadway. We have a problem. I can't get tickets to Apollo 13. That was gold. That was gold.
You didn't list the song, Rob. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. That was
okay. Sorry, I missed that one. Yeah.
All right, so we've got 2 for Rob, 1 for Adam. Jeremy, you're fighting to get on the board on our last question. This is the plot twist, you guys. There is only 2 of you that will be going on to the speed round after the end of this question. The 2 people with the most points will be moving on to the speed round to compete for the win.
I'm so good at speed rounds.
So We're going to move this past this one. Jeremy, you've got to win this one in order to tie Rob for a tiebreaker to get to the speed round. I'm hoping this is where it happens. Question 4, ladies and gentlemen, the musical that deserves the next Hollywood treatment. We've seen all kinds of musicals being turned into movies. Right now, Dear Evan Hansen is getting its own movie treatment coming out later this year. What musical that has never had a Hollywood treatment deserves to have the next one? We're going to start right off with Adam. What do you got, Adam?
Forget these other made-for-TV versions of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat that you've heard of with Donny Osmond or whatever. We're doing the full-on, full feature film treatment of this fantastic, fantastic family show directed by Ryan Coogler, who can do anything. And the narrator, one of the biggest stars in the world, let's say Beyonce or even Mariah, take your pick. You can populate all of Joseph and his brothers with a bunch of diverse stars from music, starring Jordan Fisher as Joseph and Ryan Coogler favorite Michael B. Jordan as the Pharaoh doing some comedy.
Wow.
I'm a millionaire, right? $30 million opening weekend at least. Way better than Cats. Time.
Thank you, Adam. That's a great pitch to start with. We're going to move right on to Jeremy. Jeremy, what do you got? 45 seconds.
All right, this is mine, and I'm mine alone. Ragtime. Ragtime was a movie made into a musical, 1998, an incredible musical. I'm going to make that musical version into a movie. Directed by Ava DuVernay, with new choreography by Sonia Taye, starring Leslie Odom Jr. as Cole House, Cynthia Erivo as Sarah, Timothy Chalamet's younger brother, Reese Witherspoon as Mother, and in a major breakthrough role that will win him an Oscar, Sacha Baron Cohen as Tata. This incredible award-winning musical is not only iconic, it is timely, tackling issues like racism, immigration, the American dream, white privilege, and more. How could there possibly be a better answer for this question? Music is moving and powerful. The story is heartbreaking and uplifting. Ava DuVernay will turn it into something that is going to be more powerful than I can even imagine.
And time. That's a great pitch, Jeremy. Thank you very much for that. That's really fantastic. All right, Rob, what do you got? 45 seconds.
I mean, I don't really need to argue since I'm already going to the speed round, I guess. But I chose Blood Brothers, and I've got Tom Holland and Timothy Chalamet as Mickey and Eddie, respectively, and Florence Pugh as Linda, another from Little Women. We've got Kate Winslet playing Mrs. Johnstone. It's going to be directed by her husband, Sam Mendes. It's not so well known that people know the ending. It's not super musically either, so the music is more montage-esque songs. I think this is a real going for the Oscars type movie here, and I think that I don't know. I really like Jeremy's answer.
All right, there we go. We're gonna stop it right there and reset, gentlemen.
I like it. I don't know what to say. Now I like everybody's answers. I want to see all of them.
Why does your film deserve to be the next one?
I mean, it's different styles, though. I mean, it's apples and oranges. I think you have, with Joseph, you have this fun, colorful, bright family film that, the church groups alone will make you a mint. And, you can get universal
can't go wrong
themes.
with an Andrew Lloyd Webber movie musical, right?
You can't. I don't think you can compare Cats to something like Joseph. And
Phantom of the Opera.
I don't know. Well, I have a better team than both of us. I don't have Joel Schumacher, and I don't have.
Stop it!
He's already dead.
Stop. Jeremy wins. Stop. Jeremy wins.
You had me at Cynthia Erivo.
Jeremy, that was a pristine pitch. Pristine. Absolutely fantastic. Adam, close second. I actually would see that movie. Joseph is my one Andrew Lloyd Webber guilty pleasure, and I would totally see that with the Ryan Coogler directed. I really would. But Jeremy, that was just incredible. Timothy Chalamet and Reese Witherspoon, Leslie Odom as Cole House. Are you kidding me?
I'll never get the funding.
Jeremy, I thought you were going to say yourself in the Oscar-nominated role as Tata. In a breakthrough Oscar-nominated performance, Jeremy Koch as Tata.
That would have worked too. That would have been good.
Absolutely fantastic. That's just amazing.
Good, Steven.
I think also it really is the one that should be made next. I think we need it now. I think we need it soon. I think it deserves it. I think it should be there. Great pick. But honestly, this was my favorite round. Because who'd you say? Sam Mendes directing Blood Brothers, Rob? Yeah. That's awesome. I love that too.
I was thinking about Blood Brothers too.
I would see all three of those films now. Thank you very much. But hands down, it wasn't going to go anywhere. Let's save some time. It's Jeremy right off the bat.
Who did you have playing Booker T. Washington?
All right, everyone. Guess what? We've got a tie. Rob, you are safe. You're going to the speed round, but we've got a tie between Adam and Jeremy, which
Oh my God.
We're going to have an impromptu tiebreaker question to see who is going to make to the speed round. How this is going to work is I'm going to ask the question. Whoever answers first gets to defend that answer. So answering first doesn't necessarily mean the best choice. You can take your time, but if you think there's a clear answer and you want to get it, then say it first, and we'll go in the order of who answers first. Make sense to both of you?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Here is your question.
He's thinking of it right now.
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is going to be made into a feature film.
Yeah.
Who do you cast as the narrator?
You had to answer, Jeremy. If you got one, say it.
I'm to Alex Newell. We cast Alex Newell.
Okay, now wait. Adam, what's your answer?
I'll stick with mine, Beyonce.
Beyonce. We've got Adam Newell and Beyonce. You've each got 30 seconds. Jeremy, you're going first. Alex Newell, go.
Alex Newell is a Broadway star, killed it as Singing Mama Will Provide in the recent revival of Once on This Island. And we're going to make a commentary on trans lives. We're going to support trans artists. And we're going to say that this trans artist is phenomenal. And we're going to lift them up into this blockbuster musical of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat and expose Alex to a whole legion of new fans.
All right, you got 3 seconds left. Anything else?
That's fantastic.
Nope, I'm good.
Great. Adam, 30 seconds.
That's fantastic, and that's all great, but sorry, this ain't show family, it's show business, and we got to make some money, and Beyonce is the queen, and we can show with, she can carry whatever type of piece of art she wants, whether it's something like Lemonade or the live shows that she just creates. I think, forget about The Lion King, even though she's in it and obviously sings great. I think she brings the presence of a narrator and, sure, bring some kids in. That will bring the audiences in, and she can sing it. It's all good.
All right, Jeremy, you get a 15-second rebuttal. Go.
Jeez.
I just think that we've seen Beyonce. I mean, we know Beyonce. We know what Beyonce can do. And yes, she's great. She's very talented. But we need to make a statement. This is the time to make a statement about for the Black Lives Matter movement and Trans Lives Matter movement.
We're just doing Joseph, man.
No, it's a comment.
Adam,
it's a powerful comment.
15-second rebuttal.
I'm saying we can do that, but and we can do it all. Put Alex Newell in the show somewhere else if you want, but we got to put a name above the title, baby. Alex Newell can be one of the brothers. Alex Newell can be whatever Pepper. That Jordan Fisher can be Joseph. Whatever. It can just
time.
be.
Boy, those are really great arguments, you guys. Really good arguments. You're both
a 10-second rebuttal. Rebuttal.
Thank you, Rob. You are
Rob, who would you pick?
Me?
Rob, who would you pick?
Doesn't matter.
No,
Okay.
I'm not
So here's the thing. After the fights, after the battle, you're both right. You're both incredibly right. Adam, you're obviously right in the fact that you need a big name to sell a big movie adaptation like that. Jeremy, I think that would be the absolute bold and brazen choice to give Alex Newell, someone who does not have, obviously, the notoriety as Beyonce. This is really hard. Anyone in the chat have anything to say about this? And Robbie, I'd like
Even got the right answer, though. Lady Gaga has the right answer.
I did see Lady Gaga. That was a great answer. Robbie, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, I think they're both extremely talented. I think that vocally, I don't know. The only thing that I agree with that Alex wouldn't have is the name above the title that Beyonce would bring. If you're doing a movie, these movie musicals get made because of the A-list stars within them.
It's true. Okay, I've come to a decision. This is really hard. Pretty much, this is just because you didn't give me the Narnia point way back when, Adam, but I'm going to give it to Jeremy here.
Wow, playing the long game.
Payback's a
For Narnia!
Finally.
For Narnia. All right.
Good job. Good
All
job,
right,
Jeremy.
we're gonna
Pulling
speed
it
round.
out at the end. Jeremy pulling it out at the end. Started slow.
Wow.
He's pulling it out at
started
the end here.
very slow.
All right,
Wow.
here we go, you guys. Here we go. This is the
All right,
speed round. We've got 4 questions. What is the score right now? Can we see the scoreboard coming up, Hunter, if we see it? All right, Rob has 2.
Good.
Jeremy has 1, except Jeremy, you're also going to have
Well,
2.
he gets an extra point because he gets a tiebreaker?
Yes, he does. Yes, he
Okay.
does.
Okay.
So it's going to be the first 1 to 5 is the winner. Here we go. Question number 1. Should Jake Gyllenhaal keep doing Broadway? Rob,
Yes.
15 seconds. Go.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's super talented. I think he should have been nominated, if not won an Oscar already, for Nightcrawler. He was great in movies like Brokeback Mountain, and he's really funny as well. If you saw that John Mulaney special, he's super talented. He's passionate about the stage. He gets butts in seats. What's there to think about?
And time. All right, Jeremy, 15 seconds. Should Jake keep doing it, and why?
My answer was yes. My theory is anything that brings theater to a new audience is a good thing. I even liked Carrie Underwood's Sound of Music. So I think Jake Gyllenhaal will bring in a new legion of fans to come to the theater. We need to create the next generation of Broadway theater goers and theater goers in general. So yes, keep going.
I love it. That was great. Jeremy, you get the point on that one. I think the argument that Jeremy gave was better about he related it to theater more. Adam,
You
Rob,
this one credit that can you name one show that Jake Gyllenhaal's done?
Sunday in the Park with George, Little Shop of Horrors.
You did. I'm talking to Jeremy.
Oh,
Sunday in the Park with George, Little Shop
but
of
the
Horrors.
all Robbie did is talk about Jake's movie.
Guys, let the host do his job.
Hey,
All right.
actually, here's one for you, Adam. He was in Brokeback Mountain, and there's an opera version, and he could star in it.
Okay. The point is,
Oh.
Rob talked about Jake's movies. Jeremy talked about bringing an audience to Broadway, which had more to do with it. I think that's a better answer. Jeremy gets the point. All right. Jeremy takes the lead. Here's your next one. What Disney movie deserves the next stage adaptation, musical adaptation? Jeremy, you're starting us off. Go ahead.
I'm going with Coco. I think the Broadway world needs to lift up Hispanic experience. There aren't enough musicals that talk about the Latinx and Hispanic lifestyle and experience. Also, this movie is incredibly moving. I cry every time. There are universal themes about the importance of family and the power of music to make us feel and remember. I'm going with Coco.
All right, and time. Very good. All right, Rob. All right, let's hear it.
I'm going with an older movie that's not necessarily Disney in name, but Alice in Wonderland. And I thought this would be a various SpongeBob SquarePants musicals type experience. Lots of bright colors, fantastical sets, something that really appeals to the kid in all of us while still having irreverent humor for older audiences. Lots of opportunities for stars and celebs in a lot of those different roles.
Ooh, very nice. All right, Jeremy, you get 10 seconds to rebuttal that. Go ahead.
I would just say that Alice in Wonderland kind of feels like been there, done that. Coco is new. It's a new story, new music, again, with that Latin flavor, something that's not really prevalent on Broadway right now. I think that is the way to go.
And time. All right, Rob, 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, diversity, Alice in Wonderland, all these characters could be any kind of diversity. Like, I agree with you on the Latin representation, but I think this is something, taking kids to Broadway is never a great experience, but I feel like this could be something that is in the Disney scope that is for kids and adults the same.
All right, we're going to stop it there. Very good, you guys. Those are really, really awesome arguments. I like both of them as well. The one thing that I'm going to tip it in Jeremy's favor for is Jeremy kind of had that dig against you, Rob, about it's kind of been done already a couple times, Alice in Wonderland, and you didn't really have anything negative to say about Coco. Based on that alone, Jeremy's going to get the point. For that one, he pulls ahead for 4. He just needs one more. Rob, you need to keep winning to stay in this one. Question number 3, recast the witch in the Into the Woods movie with somebody other than Meryl Streep. Rob, 15 seconds. Go.
Okay, Will Smith. Just kidding. Okay, how about Carrie Washington? She's America's sweetheart right now. From everything from these Disney sing-alongs to seeing her at the inauguration celebration, I think she would be, from everything from her show Scandal. She's hot. She's talented. She's someone who's known by all America and be great.
Very nice. All right, Jeremy, let's hear it.
I'm going with Billy Porter. I think this role screams to be played by someone of Billy Porter's talents, fun, fabulous, with freaking super high notes. He won an Emmy for Pose, the TV series. He won a Tony for Kinky Boots. Billy Porter would crush it. In fact, he actually he did audition for it on Broadway way back when, but they weren't ready to make that kind of powerful statement, and I think we are now.
Very nice. All right, Rob, let's hear what you have to say. Let's hear it.
I mean, what do you want me to say? Billy Porter, I can't say anything bad about Billy Porter. He's fantastic. But as far as the witch in Into the Woods, it's such a, I mean, I think it is. There's a lot of parent type things there, a lot of mother-daughter stuff that I feel like Carrie Washington would envelop a lot more than Billy Porter would.
That's a bit, okay. All right, Jeremy, let's hear it.
I was just going to say the other thing that we got to make sure is that someone can sing this tricky Stephen Sondheim score. Billy Porter can do that. We don't know if Carrie Washington can do that. I don't know. I haven't heard it. I've heard Billy Porter, and he slays.
She's not Billy Porter, but she can sing.
Time. Ooh, that's really okay, y'all. That's some really good choices there. That's really tough. I wanna have Adam weigh in here a little bit. I think I love the choice of Billy Porter. Love it. You're absolutely right, Rob. You can't say anything bad about Billy Porter, and you didn't. But what I did hear as well is that you said Carrie Washington could bring a really interesting element of mother-daughter relationships, which is a huge theme in that show. And Jeremy, I didn't hear so much about anything against or why Billy Porter could bring something to the table that Carrie Washington couldn't. But Adam, what are you thinking on this? What are you thinking on this?
I don't know. I chose Patti LuPone.
Here's what I'm saying. I agree with Jeremy. I think Jeremy has the better choice, but I think Rob's argument was a little bit better in the fact that he elevated Carrie with specific reasons.
Well, like Billy Porter should do it because Billy Porter's awesome.
I said that Billy Porter can sing it, and we don't know if Carrie Washington can. How much?
We do.
I can't make the argument that just Billy Porter should sing it because he's awesome and he can sing it. That's
really the correct answer was in the chat. I saw Katie Bad say Titus Burgess.
He's already played it.
He has already done it, but that was the correct answer. I'm going to give it to Rob based on the argument alone. Jeremy, you are right. Billy Porter is the better choice. But based on the argument, I'm giving it to Rob. All right, Rob, you're still alive. Here we go. Next question. What other big superhero, a la Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, should get an original Broadway musical? Jeremy, starting with you.
I'm going with Black Panther. There can never be enough plays and musicals that reinforce the fact that Black lives matter. And what better superhero than Black Panther to truly lift up Black artists and Black voices? I would want the entire creative team to be Black, every director and designer. Black Panther it is.
Rob, what do you got?
I didn't wish for this on my wishing stone, but I want to make a Wonder Woman musical. And I want to use a lot of the same team from like Fun Home or Hadestown. Get Janine Tesori to do the music. Get Rachel Shofkin to direct. And this role, Diana Prince, becomes the new Alphaba, where all these sort of up and coming and established, Broadway powerhouse females take on that role.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jeremy, a little rebuttal.
I would say that maybe I could co-opt Rob's idea and we could cast Donald Glover in the role of Black Panther. I think that would be pretty awesome. So there you go.
Here's what I would say to that.
Katie agrees. I win.
Here's my rebuttal. I think that Chadwick Boseman is iconic with Black Panther, and that's who we know as him. And with Wonder Woman, it's not like Gal Gadot. There's been Gal Gadot, there was Linda Carter, there were other incarnations of Wonder Woman. So I don't think seeing Wonder Woman on stage would be as jarring in a sense.
I also think that there are a lot more people that love Black Panther, and based on the recent Wonder Woman 84, which I heard was not so good, I think there's a bad taste in people's mouths, and therefore they are going to be hungry for the Black Panther.
I think people love Wonder Woman a whole lot.
Not as much as Black Panther.
Okay,
ask Jackie Wiles.
Not as much as Black Panther.
I was giving you guys a little bit more time there. Really, really strong points from both of you. I'm just going to ask this little follow-up question for you. Who is writing your musical adaptation? Jeremy?
I am going to go with I'm struggling because I want Black composers, and unfortunately, right now there's not a lot of Black composers.
Rob had the right one.
Jariah Kwame
writes it.
Jariah Kwame.
I already had this thought out. It was Janine Tesori does my music and lyrics, and Rachel Shofkin to direct.
Ooh. All right, Rob, I'm giving you the point. Again, I agree with Jeremy. I think Jeremy.
I have the
better
debate experience.
answer.
Where we, yes.
I can't. I have the winning answer here too. I had Deadpool too, which is
Next time.
Deadpool would have been an amazing musical.
All right,
All right.
let's wrap this up because we're.
That means it comes down to this, you guys. This is the tiebreaker, and this is a question that was not given to you beforehand, which is why this is going to be. You have to come it up on the spot. Once you have your answer, say it out loud. Which Spielberg movie deserves the next musical adaptation? It all comes down to this, folks.
Yeah, I was about to say something. They already made a movie.
And remember, it's about your argument. I want to see Black Panther the musical. Can you imagine that music? It'd be incredible.
I'm gonna go with Schindler's List.
Schindler's.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay, no, I feel you.
Look, here's why.
Wait.
Been a
Rob, what's your answer?
Okay.
What's your answer?
Jurassic Park.
Okay. Jeremy, you answered first. Go for it.
I feel, there's a whole rash of anti-Semitism right now. There's a whole lot of, angry, ugly, fearful, ignorant, hateful, white supremacists. I think that, the world needs to be reminded and taught these important and powerful lessons. I think that just like any other dramatic musical, it can still be hopeful and inspiring and uplifting, like the life that Oscar Schindler led. Jason Robert Brown could write the score, and Schindler's List.
Robbie, what do you got?
Well, initially I thought the first ones I thought of had already been turned into musicals, like The Color Purple and Catch Me If You Can. So it really came down to Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park. And what led me to Jurassic Park, here's the key. You can still bring in B.D. Wong to play Dr. Henry Wu. And if you saw the inauguration celebration, you know that B.D. Wong is ready and willing for everything.
Thank you. Jeremy, anything to say to that?
I'm going to cast Danny Burstein as Oscar Schindler. That's all I got.
Beautiful. Rob, anything you want to add?
No, just that if we can do King Kong on Broadway, we can do Jurassic Park on Broadway.
But
all right, I'm going to call it there. Rob, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I'm giving the point to Jeremy. Jeremy, you just won Broadway Battle.
Yes.
Wow, this was.
Woo! My goodness.
An uppercut, a right hook.
That went all the way to the absolute last second. Rob, I got to tell you, I would totally go see a Jurassic Park musical, but you compared it to King Kong, which was harmful to listen to. So,
well, we're not going to have the same composing team as King Kong. We're going to do lyrics to the actual John Williams score. It's like, look there, there's a dinosaur right there. And
if anybody's still watching, we've reached the point.
We're going to have an entirely separate Jurassic Park the Musical Broadway battle.
There we
go. Themed on that someday. You guys, thank you so much for doing this. It got real hot and heavy at the end. All of your arguments were absolutely fantastic. So many of them, even if they didn't win the round, were correct in so many ways. I'm so interested in all of these ideas that you've had. Before we go out, I want to give everybody a chance to sign off, let you know where you can find these people and any news coming up with Farmers Alley. Obviously, you can find all these people at the Farmers Alley website and Facebook page and Instagrams. Please follow their socials and whatnot. It's a great theater that does a lot of fantastic things. And like all theaters, they need all the support they can get right now in this pandemic state, especially coming up between February 8th and 14th when they have their 7 nights of Valentine's serenades. That's right. Ooh. Everybody wants to have a little love, rub-a-dub-dub in the tub entertainment around that Valentine holiday. If you're cuddled up with someone at home, this is the thing to tune in and watch. If you're all alone and you wish you could be cuddled up, then this is the thing to get out your ice cream to and watch. It's going to be really fun. You've got some really fantastic performers, and it's going to be really great. I can't wait to watch it. Gentlemen, anything to say about that real quick?
Yeah, what's really exciting about it is that when you purchase it, it's not just a one-night event. You're going to get a different performance sent directly to your email every single night for the week leading up to Valentine's Day. So this is a great gift to your partner, to your parents, to your daughter or son. And if you want to buy multiple for multiple people, you do have to buy them individually and list their emails in there. And we'll be happy to shoot those emails to every single one for 7 straight days.
And it's super easy. You don't have to log into any other site like we've done before, which we love. We love doing that. But this is really easy. You get the email, you click the link, you listen to the song.
Boom,
It's
done.
It couldn't be easier.
Fantastic. You guys can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Everyone tune in to the 7 nights of Valentine's.
Don't forget, Jeremy, you're choosing the charity, right?
Oh,
I'm
yes.
giving, I'm going to give $50 to your charity of your choice. So I hope we're
Love it.
Same.
Let's go with Uplift Kalamazoo.
I was just thinking that.
Great idea.
The CEO, Ryan Singleton, King Ryan Singleton, has worked for Farmers Alley before. We love him, and he's doing great work, lifting up Kalamazoo and helping homeless in MLK Park, and donating food and clothing and other things. So check out upliftkalamazoo.org.
Sounds great. Done.
upliftkalamazoo.org.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so
Nat,
much.
I want to thank you for being here, and I want people to follow you because you are a phenomenally talented young man. I know you've got a lot of projects in the works, so everyone should check out follow you on the socials and check out what you're up to.
Indeed. You can follow me at Christian Borrell. And I got a lot of things coming up down the line. Thank you so much, everyone. Had a great time. Until next time, this has been Broadway Battles. Thank you and good night.
Bye, everyone.